Hi friends. We all know that mastering the fingerboard is a lifelong study. It's a very complex instrument to learn all the subtleties and to be able to play freely over the entire fingerboard. I wanted to spend a little time today giving hopefully a more practical approach to some who might be already comfortable with position playing. Maybe you know your scales in a given position and know them in the same scale in another position, but you have trouble connecting them. Maybe there's some dead spots on the fingerboard, or you typically avoid because it's an unknown region. So how do we cover that gap? So this is just an idea to help solve this problem. So I'm assuming everyone knows the construction of a major scale. 2 whole steps, then a half step, 3 whole steps, then a half step. So essentially in any major scale, and also in any of the modes derived from the major scale, which we'll get to later, there's 2 half steps, and all the rest are whole steps. So my idea here is to choose one of those half steps. So let's use an example as a G major. G major scale, right? In position. Well, there's a half step between the 7th degree, F sharp, and G, which is also, of course, down here. So wherever we have this half step from the 7th to the root, from the 7th to the root, we're going to slide the index finger and then play whole steps. So essentially 4 notes on this low string. In the next string, we're going to play 3 whole steps. So 3 notes per string. So 4 notes per string, 3 notes per string. Then that pattern repeats an octave higher. We go to our F sharp, slide our index finger, play 4 notes per string and then 3 notes per string. And then that repeats another octave higher. So when we put it all together, so we've started on the 2nd fret and we've landed the top note on the 12th fret. So now we're covering a lot more of the fingerboard with that one scale. Now, the same is true if we use the other half step in the scale. So remember, if in position there's a half step between the 3rd and 4th degree, in this case the notes B and C. If we play in position, starting on that low note, but when we get to the B, we move up a half step. Now we're going to play 4 notes on this string. Okay, so 3 notes on the low string, the slide with 4 notes on the next string. That pattern also repeats. So put that together. Gives us the same thing, but it's a slightly different way to get there, because we had the first pattern, we had 4 notes on the low string and then 3 notes on the next string. Then it's reversed. We have 3 notes on the low string, 4 notes on the next string, and so on. So this might give you a way to cover more of the fingerboard. I mean, it is a pattern, but hopefully over time those patterns become less relied upon, and you learn the notes of the fingerboard and can just move around all over the place, or even combine sometimes. Here what I'm doing is playing sometimes 3 notes or 4 notes on a string, right? We want to play with it. We don't want to just run a scale. We want to move around and try different ideas. So hopefully that's something you can find useful. Now back to the point about modes. I did create a video that if you're not super familiar with modes, it might be useful. I'll link that in the description. But because all the modes that are derived from the major, we're talking about the modes that are derived from the major scale, they're all going to follow the same sort of idea. So if we took another one, like a random one, like let's say G Phrygian, for example, which has this kind of sound like a flat second. It's a minor mode with a flat second. If we did the same there, we could have these same patterns: half step, 4 notes per string on the low, and then 3 notes per string, and then repeat. 4 notes, 3, 4, 3. So this is true for any of the modes derived from the major scale. So hopefully that will give you some food for thought and some ideas to play around with to help you cover those blind spots on the fingerboard. Good luck.